What is up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Like and sub if you want daily crypto news, and let's get right into this video. One take, uncut, enjoy. First things first, we're going to go over the Bitcoin USD price chart as well as the XRP price chart on the weekly, and then show you something interesting that I'm watching with 𝙍𝙞𝙥, another asset that is part of my long-term holds. The ticker is ZIL. I'll try not to run on a tangent, but of course, it has some obvious deep connections with countries like Singapore that already have regulatory clarity for the crypto space. So very exciting. Hope you enjoy this. Then I also want to talk about some future volume projections from the company Ripple for on-demand liquidity, the software that utilizes XRP. We know we've done over $2 billion in notional value in terms of flow, and we have some massive projections for that, as well as a future prediction for the global cryptocurrency market cap. Yeah, big deal. We surpassed 1 trillion. You guys know my views that I think we go well beyond into the 50 or even $100 trillion valuation, and I'll kind of explain my point and why I am such a bull long-term in this ecosystem. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this little Ripple rant as well, and I'll do my best to provide value. Bitcoin and the US dollar on the weekly. So typically what people are doing is, throwing Fibonacci extensions on this, looking at the retracement levels, swing high, swing low from these levels, and coming up, and ideally, yeah, you could potentially see an outcome of $70,000 to $80,000 per Bitcoin. Would I want that to happen for my own selfishness and greed and for the altcoins to absolutely go through and break through the roof when in fact that alt season really starts going? Yeah, absolutely. But I do care about, the climate in terms of this energy usage and carbon emission. So there's other options and things that I'm seeing. So I'm going to throw another Fibonacci extension and show you that this could also be the top, and then it could start really leaking into some alts and pushing alts even higher. And then of course there is a bearish scenario. I'm not going to turn a blind eye to that. I'm aware of gaps. I'm aware of, CME futures and things of this nature, but just kind of bouncing some ideas. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. All right, so en route, if we did in fact follow suit like other assets to this 4.236 extension, we're targeting $70,000 to $80,000 per Bitcoin. Yes, that's all good and great. That's high energy. That's what we want to hear on YouTube. But now let's look at some other options. And something to note is that typically we will check down on the 21 EMA. As you can see here, it's the purple line. Of course, we're always touching that 9. I use a smaller time frame to gauge movement, but we have not touched that really since probably September 2020, give or take. And we haven't touched the 200 moving average really since March 2020. So, and then before that, it was around February 2019. So we're seeing a trend here. I'm not going to turn a blind eye. You guys know I love Bitcoin as a store of value. I just don't think it's capable or going to, by any means, solve the payments problem. Could it go to 100K? Yes. And would I care if it did? I'd love that. It would absolutely pump the rest of these assets up. I am just not trading Bitcoin. I think there's much more opportunity in terms of percentage return in these other alts, specifically some of these DeFi projects that I hold that have deep connections to a lot of the big players that are partnered with Link or have integrations with the XRP ledger or even Quant. And first and foremost, everybody's partnered with Link for oracles. That's not any news by any means, but I'm talking about projects that we're finding that have obvious connections to the Department of Defense, not just HBAR. There's a lot of other sleepers that people are not looking at, and even things that frankly I have missed entirely. All right. So we did that 1 Fib extension. Now I'm actually going to lower it, and we're going to go to the all-time high price that we experienced in June 2019. Swing high and then swing low too. We're going to move this bottom to about the March crash, just wick to wick on the weekly. Now something we're seeing is this. So A, B, and funny enough, we're right at that 4.236 extension, that retracement level, that impulse. So right at about 50K, topping it out. So this is the scenario if Bitcoin is in fact topped out. Do we come back and go to those 20K levels for a period of time? Or am I just an idiot and this is actually when we do in fact crash? So just sharing that, wanted to point that out. A few different ways to look at that. You guys can, look at the RSI, see if we're in position to keep running. Stochastic, up to you. So now I want to show you 𝙍, and if XRP follows what 𝙍𝙞𝙥 is doing, oh man, I'm going to be so happy. The energy is going to be very high in the XRP community once again. So 𝙍𝙞𝙥, I love it. You guys know it's part of my long-term holds, just like I shared the story of missing out on, well over $1 million with my Luna bag because I sold too early, or at least a bulk of it. Same thing with ADA, except I didn't have nearly as much ADA at the time. Same thing with Polkadot, as I shared, even though Polkadot was only like a couple 100K I missed out on. Things of that nature, but long term, who knows? So please learn from my stupid mistakes. I know people watching this video may have much more experience than me. They've been through a lot more. They've had way more success. That's all good. I'm just trying to improve myself every single day and help people navigate if you're brand new to the space or even just got into it, a year ago. So one of the tweets I put out, and keep in mind, my tweets are self-talk too. I'm always learning. And I said the research, all the smart trades, and those low buys are what put us in position to make money. But the waiting is what actually earns that money. So I had, a big bag right here. And what did I do? I kind of wrote it up and eventually sold it for a good profit, but I just didn't foresee the long-term vision. I added to my long-term holdings just in case. I mean, hey, does this go to all-time high of 23 cents again? Do we go to $1? But I was too distracted. In my psychology, I lost that battle yet again. All right, so interestingly enough, from all-time high price to all-time low, the retracement, it already wicked to the 702 level, just over 16 cents for Zilliqa. So we're going to show XRP. Of course, XRP's high extension up here is about $14, $15. Sometimes I would say $10 to $15, depending on the exchange you're utilizing. Do I think XRP gets there in the future for those that can hold? Yes, literally zero doubt. I'll kind of give you a little rant on that perspective. But unfortunately, most people are not going to be able to wait that long. A lot of people come and go for easy money. They're going to, sell XRP and run out of patience, and then they're going to buy it back from us when it's a lot higher. That's just how these markets work, truly. So in the meantime, sharpen your sword, understand what is yet to come, and don't make the same stupid mistakes that I have done in the past. This is not financial advice. This is just one man's opinion. And I encourage you guys to just keep doing your own research and be accountable for what you decide. All right? So I don't blame anybody for the buys and sells I do, and I'm not going to thank anybody. We're all adults. So Zilliqa, notice a few things. We have been tapping on the 21, EMA, haven't touched the 21 EMA in the 9, but we had this golden cross for the 50 and the 100 moving average. And of course, we kind of shot up. Sometimes assets will shoot up or shoot up after or shoot up before or after this time frame. So now we're going to look at XRP and imagine if we went up to that 702 level and see where that golden cross is per this analysis. And we also see that the 9 and the 21 cut up. Whenever we have a golden cross or they just cut up like this, we've been getting massive run-ups. And now something actually just seeing this really quick, and I go over this on Patreon all the time for everybody. We see, around this level, we've rejected it, came back down, and then we kind of popped right through from that 236 level up again. We also did the same thing around here, rejected it, we kind of fizzled and then popped right through and broke through. We're seeing assets like Monero. I know I gave that free call of saying, yeah, when we were at $164, I posted it, said easily going to push to $250. We hit it. We hit, just over $250. Easy 50% return right there. I mean, when you combine the fundamentals with the charts, you're deadly. Specifically in alt season, it doesn't take a genius. Of course, trading in a bear market is a lot more difficult, so please understand that. I don't want people to get spoiled with how easy some of this stuff is, because you're going to have a rude awakening. I mean, those of us that joined, whether it was the bull market in early 2017 or, the well-known one when Bitcoin hit 20K or 19K for the first time, it was a rude awakening when our money started going down. And, those of us, some bought XRP at half a penny, other people bought it $2. So funny stuff. And then all of a sudden you see your portfolio go down to 15 cents and you're sitting there for several years. It's a shakeout. And I'm going to shout out this video on my Instagram at the end. If you are new, please go and watch this. All right. So let's watch XRP and let's see if we kind of have some of these movements. And I also do think that XMR Monero, hopefully it's still over $200 right now, up decently, but I still have higher hopes for it if you guys have been paying attention to Grayscale and their DeFi trust, and they already added Monero. So, you can follow the money, you can try to beat it there. I just have high hopes for this ecosystem long term. If some assets that I invest in, and they're all utility based, are going to go down, I'll look at the opportunity cost, decide if I want to take that loss or just hold it and wait until I'm in profit to sell. I only invest money that I can afford to lose and that I don't need. I can let it ride for a year. I'm not freaking out. I'm not over investing something that I use to pay bills, and I'm not taking out loans to buy crypto. Do not recommend that. So now let's look at XRP so I don't waste your time. XRP. So swing high, swing low, from the all-time high price, $3 plus, to the low price that we had in March 2020. Well, what are we seeing? And of course, I always do that. What are we seeing right here, guys? Well, for newcomers, of course, the 4.236 $10 to $15. I think this is a very conservative price prediction in the years ahead. Maybe it's in the months ahead. I don't know. But what I'm saying is I believe that XRP gets to these levels. I do not plan to sell any of my long-term XRP before these levels. I'm looking, double, triple, or even more digits for XRP. I have high hopes for this ecosystem when you look at the hundreds of trillions of dollars, arguably well over a quadrillion involved, and we'll kind of break some of those numbers down if you're brand new. So what are we seeing? Well, funny enough, the 702 retracement level, like Zilliqa did, and I'm not just pulling this out of thin air, there's a lot of assets that are doing this. Some are down here at the 236, some are at the 382, but overall, XRP is one of those laggards in this ecosystem. 702 is $2.50. This is why I've been saying for so long, or at least the past few weeks, man, I'm really at a standstill because this market's exploding. Ethereum's at all-time high, Bitcoin's at all-time high at 50K, and people are thinking I'm an idiot for saying XRP, yeah, we could push to $1 to $2. I don't think that's hypey at all, whatsoever. So don't call us lucky when in fact it does that. And I'm aware of the gaps that are below 20 cents for XRP that have not been closed. I cannot not entertain that perspective. I'm 50% in cash, and it could be an opportunity cost I miss if this market entirely moons. So we will absolutely see. But I have exposure in this market. I'm not going to be trading my long-term XRP. I'm not going to gamble it. I didn't come this far to lose it all. And I'm repeating this stuff for newcomers so you know where I'm coming from. So 702 is $2.50. Would love that. What else are we seeing? Funny enough, look, a golden cross is almost there. So ideally, just like ZIL, we saw the yellow cut through and the blue cut through. So that would be beautiful to see. What else are we seeing? Oh, we're seeing it cut up massively again. And overall, we did see right here, that level, it finally broke through, okay? And now it's getting a little ugly. And now we rejected it first time, kind of rejected it again, and per ZIL, in a lot of assets, you can look at ADA, VChain, whatever asset you want, there is a high probability that we can break through. And if we can get through these extensions, these levels, I'm going to be quite bullish for a little bit and get some good runs. And when we actually have regulatory clarity, that's when essentially kevincage becomes bullish forever. And I'll still continue to do XRP price videos because I think this is just the beginning. I'm not about to leave when the market's at 1 trillion like we've been telling you since the market was at 100 billion. 100 billion, guys. We've already 10x'd. Now, yes, big deal. We're waiting for XRP to do that in 10x, and I believe it will in due time. This was never meant to be easy, but I think it's going to be worth it. So just something I'm sharing there. So I think that we can absolutely blow through the roof there. And overall, guys, this is not just XRP, this is not just ZIL, but you can go through every asset. I have about like 150 assets now on my trading view that I go through. I went through probably 70 this morning and just scanning. That's my priority. And I'm looking at the assets, I'm looking at Bitcoin, I'm following the trend, top-down analysis, and trying to gauge what is yet to come. Of course, you can argue that we have never retested these levels at that 7 to 10 cent mark early in 2017. Will we? Is that part of the, the plan to try to scare people out? I'm not really sure. But in this ecosystem, with lack of liquidity providers, trading halts, I'm not going to be trading my long-term bag in case this is finally it. I'm going to be taking profits from my other little micro DeFi projects I'm taking advantage of and grow my trading bag and buy more XRP, provided we stay low. So it's all about opportunity cost. If my, let's say Kava goes up another 100% and XRP goes up 30%, well, I can take that Kava profit that's still largely better than the XRP return and accumulate more XRP, because I don't want to accumulate fiat per se. I still will take profits because you just never know. Profit is profit, but just the way I'm looking at it, guys. All right, enough ranting. This video is way too long, so I'm probably going to go to the next video soon, but I want to just touch on a few things. Be sure to tune into the next one. So right here, XRP Crypto Wolf, guys, definite follow. We have a Ripple corporate strategy and operations. Emi Yoshikawa said XRP is expected to grow to $750 billion in transaction volume by 2025. Keep in mind, corporates, they are typically conservative, and we did, what, 2 billion. So quite a multiplier effect and quite a lot of potential. And then we have to consider the other use cases that we have with RippleX, formerly Spring, all of the SDKs, potentially even bridging some of the CBDCs in the future, ODL corridors that are growing, that are bidirectional, and you can do the combination math however you want. Just too much upside. Oh yeah, and did I mention Flare networks, where we can actually have more demand than we've ever even thought possible for XRP? The future is bright. Stay confident. Whether we go and, are suppressed a little longer, I think that there's going to be some really good news, whether it's just around the corner with a Ripple settlement or we just have to wait a few more weeks or months. It's going to be worth it for me. I'm not going anywhere. So I just want to emphasize that. I have zero doubt in this asset class in the years ahead. And I don't think people comprehend how calm and confident I am. And I've been tweeting this. You're witnessing this shift right now. And this is not too good to be true for XRP to go up to these triple digit price levels, provided they solve utility. Every asset, HBAR, VeChain, anything, Energy Web, Kava, anything that I'm naming that, or have not named, that is solving a real problem for real customers, solving an issue, has tremendous upside, provided you're looking at the tokenomics. Everything I typically talk about or per the charts or something that I've already looked at and read the white paper, but it's not too good to be true, guys. Anything is possible. Open up your mind and open up your eyes, because the possibilities will open up. And I just wish that my younger self knew that. Okay? I'm just trying to think. Oh, and also, just with that last, typically Sundays, I know we all say this. I saw XRP Crypto Wolf on Patreon making good points as well, just reminding a lot of newcomers. Sundays, if you just go through TradingView and look on the daily, a lot of Sundays are bloody. Sometimes the weekends are bloody. It's when everybody's home, emotions are low. You wake up Sunday morning, oh crap, prices are back 20% after just doing, 70% on the week, or we're just stuck in this range of 10% up and down. Sundays are usually bloody. I do look for weeklies to have a strong start. So do not fear, regarding that. And I know we all talk, and I might sound super confident sometimes, guys, but I don't take myself super seriously, even though there's been some great success stories. But I tweeted and I was laughing so hard. Has anyone ever hoped for the market to pull back so that you can buy the dip? Because we always say, oh man, XRP, we're at 60 cents. If we can just get to 40 cents, I'm going to go all in. Please, please, please. Then when it dips and it actually comes back, you don't know where the bottom is. You just start freaking out and you're almost too scared to buy altogether. Well, guess what, guys? Kevin Cage is guilty of that. But I also just try to set limit orders, and I set it and forget it and walk away. So as long as some of it fills, all of it fills. Oh, it goes down another 5%. You didn't buy the perfect bottom? Yeah, newsflash. Very few people do, but you can try to and stagger those buys. So we're just enjoying this journey. You got to laugh at it, laugh at it overall. And nonetheless, provided, you still have XRP, hopefully at least the community members that have been here for the past few years, they should be in profit. Their dollar cost average is hopefully, 20, 30 cents. And if you bought at 80 cents, that's okay. There's people that bought at $2 and literally said, I'm going to hold it for years. I think it's going to work out, and that is just my opinion, guys, not financial advice. Per the charts, when in doubt, zoom out. So, really quick, and we're going to call it a day almost before I go into my next video. We have Emi Yoshikawa going over this. The digital payment market size is expected to reach a value of approximately $12,407 billion by 2025. So, we are 4 years away. Now, 12,000 billion is $12 trillion. As consumers seek faster and more accessible payment solutions, as digital payments become more widely adopted, the fintech industry has an opportunity to lead global finance toward a more sustainable future. Sustainability is key. What asset is pumping massively, or at least lately? EWT, Energy Web Token, helping with these carbon emission goals, the net zero initiatives, partnered with the XRP Ledger Foundation. Everything's connected, guys. Assets that have obvious ties to groups such as Ripple or to Mobi, the mobile initiative. You guys can find that with the Internet of Movement, energy consumption, sustainability. I'm paying a lot of attention to those assets, a lot of attention, because there's some huge industry players. If you're in the corporate world, you guys have heard of these groups such as Siemens, massive groups. Go, and even when I talk to King Solomon, go back on HBAR or go research HBAR, can't even talk, and go look at, the groups and industry giants that are essentially on their board or are just behind the investments. It's astounding. Okay, and then let me see if there's anything else right here. Newsflash as well, the global stock market cap, remember it hit $100 trillion back in December? 100 trillion. Newsflash, everything will be tokenized. Everything. Whether, Securitize helps with some initiatives, whether NASDAQ and R3's partnership that we already know about leads to some other cool integrations. There's going to be builders, there's going to be developers, there's going to be doers. So we have to support this ecosystem any way we can. Okay? And I mean, remember, real estate. So this is 100 trillion for stocks globally. The real estate market, 217 trillion dollars. Now, disclaimer, that's not all commercial. It's actually a huge portion of that is residential real estate. Unfortunately, commercial real estate is a lot easier to be tokenized right now, but in the future, yes, you heard it. I believe residential real estate will become tokenized as well, become automated with programmable money thanks to the smart contract contributions in the last 5-6 years of Ethereum, and now these assets that are essentially even doing it better. There's going to be more than one. There could be room for many to succeed, just like Polkadot, ADA, Ethereum, you name it. And now Flare networks. Please understand, we want Flare to succeed. We want AVAX, the token, to succeed. We want ETH to succeed. XRP will absolutely succeed. That is why these phrases, interledger protocol, interoperability, breaking down borders, like Algorand's phrase, borderless economy, these are not just phrases. These are extremely, extremely powerful. So as we see the worlds just keep on printing, we'll see what happens that comes of this. Then lastly, with XRP expected to grow to $750 billion in transaction volume by 2025, this commitment to reach carbon net zero speaks volumes when it comes to impact on energy savings. Now, please tune into the next video. I want to show you some very interesting clips, and I want to show you something that will actually make you even more excited for the future. Once again, zero doubt, guys. Be sure to like and sub, and I will catch you in the next video.